This past 2 weeks, there have been some insane things that have been happening. And it kind of all started with this idea I had to go into the mountains and create this collection of art called the Quintessence. What I wanted to do with this was show the reward that comes from adventure. And I wanted to do it in a unique way. And so my idea is to create this art collection. And each piece was created at the absolute pinnacle of some epic adventure. My idea for the first one was head to the highest peak in Utah State, Mount Timpanogos. In the snow with the crampons and the ice axe, and get to the top, set up this easel, and I wanted this just surreal moment of this artist painting after just conquering this beast of a mountain. But to figure out the logistics and figure out, kind of stress test my idea, I went up and did it on my own. So I just looked out and I said, I want to go to up there. And the roads are closed, so I don't know how we're gonna do it. So I just got in my car and I drove, and it got me to about the base of the mountain. And I just started walking. And I was kind of bushwhacking. So that just means there's not really much of a trail, and I'm just pushing my way through the sage and all those bushes. And pretty quickly, this big canvas started to prove an obstacle to get through these prickly, dry bushes, because I was gonna rip it. So I snapped the canvas over my knee on the top and bottom, and then folded it in half. Okay, I just snapped her in half. I'll staple her back together. I brought staples. That way, it's not quite so difficult to get through this. I brought a staple gun, and I was planning on opening it back up at the top and stapling it. So now with my flattened canvas, I made my way through the bushes up this canyon. And it was just the most surreal view. You just look up and there's this stark, jagged, staggering mountain on both sides. It's insane. Up there. But as I was going through this, I started to come to the realization that I wasn't gonna make it to the top before the sun went down. So I called an audible last second and I said, okay, if I can't get up to the top, I'm just gonna go straight up, find a spot, set up, and then that's gonna be my spot. And I'm not wearing particularly good shoes for this, but we're going almost vertical. I find this little, not plateau, but it's like almost cave. I find a cave, and I get in the cave and I go, this could be a really cool spot. I'm so out of breath, but I'm in this little cave thing. I could do my painting up here. And I think about like, okay, I put my canvas here, I have this view. You can't really, the sunset isn't visible from where I'm sitting, but like you still get the rocky canyon. And I was like, all right, this is gonna be a pretty cool test run. And then I look up to my left. If I could set my canvas up right there, that would be sick. And then I need a better view. I see this, I think it's called a juniper tree or a jasper tree. And I think to myself, that could be the perfect easel. I could set my canvas up on that. And it looks pretty treacherous to get up there. I don't know if there's gonna be anywhere to set up and sit or stand, but it's worth trying because that's epic. But I just start climbing. I'm gripping this rock. I'm climbing up, and I think I'm probably 100, 200 feet in the air. And there was maybe one or two times where I was like, I gotta set the canvas down. So I would kind of lodge it in a crevice, get past this difficult part, grab it again, and then keep going. I really wish I had somebody filming me. I mean, I feel like it'd be kind of comical. Eventually, I get so focused on not falling that I forget about the tree. And all of a sudden, I pop my head over this ledge, and it's just, there's the bonsai tree right there. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my goodness, dude. Nice little. Oh. Dude, this is the sickest thing ever. It could not have been more perfect. And there's almost a seat that I can sit on. And I just cannot get over how amazing and how perfect this has ended up being. So I start painting, and I'm using these like spatula things. I don't know the technical term, but you just kind of spread the paint across. And as I'm doing that, I can't believe that I'm here. It's so beautiful. The air's crisp. There's no wind. It's perfect. And I start laying in the sky. And once the sky's in, I start laying in the rocks. And although I took a shorter route, it's still a race against the clock because the sun is going to set. And when the sun sets, I don't have anything to paint anymore. And all of a sudden, the sun dips below the horizon. And within seconds, this cold air comes screaming up the cliff, and it knocks my painting over. It blows my paints all over the rocks. Okay, sun went down, wind picked up heavy. I blew my canvas over. We gotta go. All of a sudden, the situation's changed. All I'm thinking about is getting down. It's way darker all of a sudden. The temperature dropped like 10 degrees and instantly. And all the wind is picked up like crazy. So I try and pack up the canvas. I put everything back in my bag, trying to not get paint everywhere. I'm wearing a white hoodie of all things to be wearing. And I start down climbing. And this is where it gets, if I wasn't as whatever. And I get to the bottom and I just have this huge relief of, like I made it. Because I was tired and I was cold and the wind was screaming, but I was finally on the ground. And that was a really cool feeling. And so I start hiking back out of the canyon. And I come around this bend, and you just get, at this point, it's dark out. And you just get this beautiful, serene moment of looking over Utah Valley, and you can see the sparkling lights, and you can still see a little glow off the lake of Utah Lake and the mountains behind that. And I just thought, wow, wherever this project goes, I have faith now that it's worth it, and it's going to end up going very well.